Jurassic World Dominion opens with a newsreel montage showing dinosaurs living among humans. We get pterosaurs stealing babies, raptors racing motorcycles in Italy, and a T-Rex interrupting a drive-in like it's about to pitch its new Netflix special. It's chaos, global chaos. Remember when dinosaurs were special? Now they're just oversized pigeons wreaking havoc at Starbucks. We used to run from them in awe. Now we're dodging them in traffic. Cut to Claire Deering, former park manager turned Dinopeda agent, breaking into a dinosaur breeding mill. You know what's scarier than a T-Rex? The logistics of feeding one in a shed. She and her Jurassic Justice League rescue a baby Triceratops while being chased by evil cowboys in tactical vests. I'm not kidding, this movie has black market dino wranglers who dress like G.I. Joe after a glue accident. Claire escapes. Meanwhile, Owen Grady, Chris Pratt, aka Mr. Raptor Whisperer, is out in Montana. He's on horseback, lassoing a Parasaurolophus in the snow, like it's a scene from Yellowstone Cretaceous Edition. Because apparently climate change affects everything except dinosaurs. And of course, Owen does the hand thing. You know the one. The universal signal for "please don't eat me, I'm in the sequel." Remember Maisie Lockwood, the cloned kid from Fallen Kingdom? She's back. And now she's angsty, feral, and being hidden in a log cabin by Owen and Claire like she's the human version of the Ark of the Covenant. They say she can't go out or be seen, but they let her ride a bicycle into town daily. She's mad because she's not normal. No kid, you're a clone. You're basically a test tube on legs. Meanwhile, Blue, Owen's pet raptor and part-time philosopher, has a baby named Beta. Why? Because this movie is a beta test for audience tolerance. Blue shows up, makes a sad chirp, and Owen promises to get her baby back like it's taken for Jurassic vengeance. Cue Liam Neeson's speech, "I don't know who you are, but I will find you and I will pet your raptor." Now we meet Biosin, the company that said, what if Google and Monsanto had a baby and it was evil? They've built a sanctuary for dinosaurs in the Italian Alps, surrounded by mountains and bad riding. The CEO, Louis Dodgson, yes, the "we got Dodgson here" guy from the original, is now an Elon Musk Willy Wonka hybrid with the emotional range of a toaster. They've got dinosaurs, they've got science, they've got a headquarters that looks like Apple built it on a Bond villain's salary. Oh, and they've engineered killer locusts, because when you have dino DNA, why not make plague bugs that look like biblical horror fan fiction? Laura Dern returns as Dr. Ellie Sattler, still rocking khakis and saving crops. She discovers the Biosin locusts only eat non-Biosin food. That's right, the bugs are brand loyal. Capitalism has infected the insect world. She ropes in Alan Grant, Sam Neill, who's still dusty, still grumpy, and somehow still shocked that dinosaurs are dangerous. Ellie shows up like, want to break into an evil biotech facility and save the planet. And Alan's like, only if I get to wear this hat, and frown a lot. Alan and Ellie arrive at the sanctuary and meet Ramsey Cole, Mamoudou Afi, Biosin's head of communications. He introduces them to Dodgson, who promises they are working on something revolutionary and groundbreaking. Alan and Ellie are escorted to find Ian giving a lecture. Afterwards, he joins them and discreetly tells Ellie that the locusts are indeed part of a sinister scheme by Biosin. Meanwhile, Dodgson meets with Dr. Henry Wu, B.D. Wong, who has since become remorseful of his actions in helping keep these experiments going, as he notes that the locusts have grown at an alarming rate. Claire and Owen head to Malta because someone said, hey, what if Jurassic Park meets Fast and Furious but everyone's confused? There's an illegal dino black market where people are selling raptors like hot dogs. There's also a fight club, a literal dinosaur fight club. Rule number 1, don't talk about how dumb this subplot is. An associate of Dodgson's, Sonoya Santos, calls him to say that Maisie and Beta have been transported separately to Biosin HQ. Claire meets Kayla Watts, a pilot who flies for the vendors. She warns Claire about messing with anyone there, but eventually agrees to help Claire find Maisie. As this happens, Owen and Barry stay hidden and witness Delacour meeting with Santos to smuggle Atrociraptors. The two confront and fight Delacour and his men. Owen orders him to say where Maisie and Beta are, and he just gives him Santos' name before he gets eaten by dinos in the fighting ring. Claire fights Santos with a laser pointer that turns dinosaurs into heat-seeking missiles. She points it at Claire and boom, we've got the world's dumbest weapon. Don't worry, I brought the Velociraptor laser app. It's only $2.99 on the App Store. Santos kidnaps Maisie and Beta and ships them to Biosin like their Etsy orders. Maisie arrives at HQ and meets Wu. He explains to her that she's not a clone of Charlotte's, but her actual daughter who was reproduced asexually just like Beta. Maisie watches video footage of Charlotte, Elvatrill, and sees when she was pregnant with Maisie. Charlotte suffered from a disease, but she managed to alter Maisie's DNA to remove all traces of the disease. Wu hopes that by studying Maisie's DNA, he can reverse the locust outbreak by altering their DNA. Alan and Ellie sneak into the containment room for the locusts to get a DNA sample just as Maisie tries to escape with Beta. Dodgson sounds the alarm, which causes the locusts to swarm around Alan and Ellie, but they manage to get out safely. They meet Maisie, who knows who they are, and vice versa. She joins them as they run. They are found by Ramsey, who agrees to help them because he finds Biosin's work to be unethical. He sends them away in a monorail to safety. Meanwhile, the plane gets shot down and Claire ejects into the forest canopy and somehow lands gently. No broken bones, just good hair. Claire is now in a dino-infested forest doing stealth missions like she's in The Last of Us, Leaf Edition. She hides from a Pherizinosaurus, a blind Freddy Krueger chicken with scythed arms and anger issues. Meanwhile, Owen and Kayla, an ex-Air Force pilot with zero backstory but infinite sass, land their plane. They run from an angry pyroraptor that swims. That's right, we've got a swimming raptor. Because at this point, who cares about biology? Ian works with Ramsey to get back to Ian's friends. He helps them escape the dinos by freeing them from the enclosure. Everyone finally meets at Biosin HQ. The old cast, the new cast, the clone, the baby raptor. It's like Avengers Endgame if every Avenger was confused and covered in dino spit. Dodgson then sets fire to the locust lab to destroy evidence. The flaming locusts break free and begin flying out into the open. The group is then stalked by the Giganotosaurus, who almost gets Maisie, but she escapes. Ian fends it off by throwing a burning cloth into its mouth. While the heroes work on an escape plan, Biosin starts to burn to the ground, forcing the employees to flee. Dodgson attempts to get away in the monorail but is cornered by a trio of Dilophosaurus, who make a meal out of him. Beta comes upon the heroes and is sedated so they can safely bring her along. They are also found by Wu, who has found a way to alter the locust's DNA to stop the spread. Just as the group prepares their leave, the Giganotosaurus reappears, but is then caught between the T-Rex and the Pherizinosaurus. The humans flee to avoid the dino fight, and it ends when the T-Rex pushes the Giganotosaurus into the Pherizinosaurus's claws. Upon returning to safety, Alan and Ellie rekindle their romance and later head to Washington, D.C. to testify against Biosin. Wu's work is a success and stops the locust spread. Owen, Claire, and Maisie return home and reunite Beta with Blue. Before retreating back into the forest, Blue shares one last look with Owen, with her noting that humanity will someday learn to coexist with the dinosaurs.